Hey everybody, happy Thursday. Hope you're having a great day. So today we're going to continue talking about the +9 strategy and double digit subtraction with and without regrouping. So let's look at the +9 strategy first. Alright, if I'm given a number sentence like this, how can I use the +9 strategy to find the answer? So I want you to take a minute and think about what you would do to solve this problem. And in fact, pause the video and solve the problem, and then we'll check it together. Okay, so to solve this problem using the +9 strategy, I'm going to pretend that this 9 is a 10 instead. And do 10 plus 5. What is 10 plus 5? 10 plus 5 is 15. If you didn't know that, you can count up 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You could draw a little picture. You could use your hundreds chart here. Lots of different ways to figure that out. 10 plus 5 is 15, but your answer is not 15 because remember we added 1 to make this number easier to solve. So now we have to take 1 away from 15. What is 1 less than 15? 1 less than 15 is 14. So 5 plus 9 is 14. All right, let's do one more using the +9 strategy. Let's solve 9 plus 8. Pause the video and solve 9 plus 8. All right, to solve 9 plus 8, you should have started by looking at this 9 here and making it into 10 to make it easier to solve. What is 10 plus 8? If you know your +10 facts, you know 10 plus 8 is 18. Is 18 the answer? No. Because remember, we added 1 here to make this easier to solve, so now we've got to take away 1. What is 1 less than 18? 1 less than 18 is 17. 9 plus 8 equals 17. Now, you could have used another strategy to solve this problem as well, and I'm just going to talk to you about it really quickly, then we're going to move on. You could also see that this problem is one that you could do double +1 or double -1 on. So you could say, ooh, 8 and 9 are close together. I can double and add 1. So 8 plus 8 is 16. 1 more is 17. Or if you do double -1, you can add the larger number first and double it. 9 plus 9 is 18. Take 1 away and that's 17. So there's several different strategies that you can use when solving this problem. But we're focused on the +9 strategy of making the 9 into a 10 and adding to it. All right, today's our last day, this week anyways, with double-digit subtraction problems. And I accidentally did not grab mine before starting this video, so just 1 second. While I grab my word problems, I want you to make sure you have your base 10 blocks. Okay, sorry about that. Here's our first problem. The squirrel gathered 28 acorns. He buried 12 of them and hid the rest in the tree. How many acorns did the squirrel hide in the tree? Oop, and I see a typo because I see a question without a question mark. Oops. See, I'm editing my own work as we go. All right, the question in this word problem was what? The squirrel gathered 28 acorns. He buried 12 of them and hid the rest in the tree. How many acorns did the squirrel hide in the tree? Well, here's our question that we need to solve. How many acorns did the squirrel hide in the tree? And there's my question mark that was not originally in the right place. All right, now thinking about each sentence, let's see and make sure that we get all of the important information. The squirrel gathered 28 acorns. He buried 12 of the acorns. So hold up, let's go back. Listen to the first sentence. The squirrel gathered 28 acorns. What's important in that sentence? 28 acorns is important. He buried 12 of them and hid the rest in the tree. So 12 is important in that sentence. And he hid the rest in the tree. So when he hides the rest, we know we're going to have to figure out how much is the rest, because it wants us to know how many are in the tree. Okay, so we have analyzed our problem now, and we looked for important information. We figured out the question that we need to solve. Let me make my apps check here on my board. Okay, so we analyzed. Now we are going to plan, and then we'll solve and check. Okay, to plan out how we're going to solve this, let's do a strip diagram really fast. Do we know the whole of this problem? Do we know how many acorns the squirrel gathered altogether? Yes, the squirrel gathered 28 acorns. So when I'm drawing my strip diagram, I can just draw like this. I know the whole is 28. One of the parts is what? He buried 12, so one of the parts is 12. I'm looking for the other part of this problem of how many he hid in the tree. So remember, when we have a strip diagram where we already know the whole and one of the parts, we have to subtract to figure out the other part. If I had both of my parts and needed the whole, then I would be adding. But I need to subtract here. So 28 minus 12 equals. We need to solve and find the difference of 28 and 12. So get your base 10 blocks, and we're going to be building what number? The whole 28. 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. All right, let's double check your work and my work before we move on with subtracting. Make sure we built everything correctly. 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Okay, so 28. We need to take away how many? Take away 12. So we need to take away 2 ones. 1, 2, and 1 10. See, we've taken away 12. How many remain? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 28 minus 12 equals 16. How many acorns did the squirrel hide in the tree? Now we can answer. He hid 16. We're going to make sure and check our work to double check and make sure we didn't make any mistakes. So let's add the base 10 blocks together to see if we get 28. Okay, so I had my 12 and I have 16. 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So I still have 28. No matter which way you look at it, we still have the correct answer. So 28 minus 12 is 16. All right, on to our next word problem. All right, here's the next one. My mom raked 16 piles of leaves. I jumped in 11 of the piles. How many piles of leaves are left for me to jump in? Sounds like fun. Okay, listen again and see if you can hear what question we need to answer. My mom raked 16 piles of leaves. I jumped in 11 of the piles. How many piles of leaves are left for me to jump in? All right, the question I need to answer is, How many piles of leaves are left for me to jump in? That's my question. Listen to each sentence and listen for the important information in each sentence. My mom raked 16 piles of leaves. What's important in that sentence? 16 is important. I jumped in 11 of the piles. What's important there? 11. How many piles of leaves are left for me to jump in? Okay, and we know that's the question. So we've analyzed the problem and picked out some important information. Now let's plan how we're going to solve this problem. Okay. So I keep forgetting to put plus or minus up here. First of all, we need to decide if this is addition or subtraction. If Mom has 16 piles of leaves and I jump in 11 of them, am I adding to the leaves she has or taking away from her piles? I'm taking away from the piles that she already raked up because I'm kind of messing them up. So I believe I'm going to subtract, but we can draw it out several ways to make sure. Okay, so if I have a part whole model, I started with 16 and I jump in 11 of them. I'm looking for how many piles are left. So this is subtraction because we have a whole that we're starting with and we're looking for a part. So we're solving 16 minus 11 and figuring out the answer, the difference between 16 and 11. So you're going to need to build 16 with your base 10 blocks. Double check your work. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, now we need to take away 11. So take away 1, 1, and take away 1, 10. I've taken away 11. How many remain? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 16 minus 11 equals 5. All right, we can double check this. Let's do an open number line this time. Okay, since I'm subtracting, I start on the right because when we subtract, we start with larger numbers. I've started with 16. When I took away 11, how many 10s did I take away? I took away 1 10, so we need one big 10 jump. And then how many 1s? I took away 1 1, so one small jump. Okay, if we count backwards, 16 minus 10, 16, 6, and then count by 1s backwards, 5. So I landed on 5, and that's how many I also got when I used my base 10 blocks to solve. So no matter which way I check my problem, 16 minus 11 is still 5. So can we answer the question now? How many piles of leaves are left for me to jump in? 5. There are 5 piles of leaves left for me to jump in. All right, we have one more word problem today. Here it is. There were 68 people watching the football game. After halftime, 21 people went home. How many people are left at the game? Okay, so let's analyze. Let's first listen for what the question is that we need to answer. Listen one more time. There were 68 people watching the football game. After halftime, 21 people went home. How many people are left at the game? So the question we're trying to solve and answer is, how many people are left at the game? Listen to the first sentence for important information. There were 68 people watching the football game. What's important in that sentence? 68's important. It's important to know that's how many there were at first. There were 68. Listen to the next sentence. After halftime, 21 people went home. What's important there? 21 people. I think 21 is important. I also think the words went home are important. So if we were all at the game and then some of us went home, are we adding to the number of people at the game or taking away? We're going to be taking away. So those words went home help me to know this is a subtraction problem. All right, we've analyzed. Now let's plan. Okay, so we kind of already decided. Since we heard those words went home, we know the crowd is becoming less because people are leaving. So we're going to subtract to solve this problem. So I'm going to need to do 68, take away 21. 68 people were there to start with, 21 left. Now we've got to figure out who is left at the football game. How many are still there? If I do a strip diagram here, my whole is 68. And then I have my parts, and 21 is not going to be half. I have 21 people that left. Now I'm looking to see how many are still there. All right, so let's solve. With your base 10 blocks, you need to start by building 68. Okay, so we need 68. Whoopsie. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And then we need 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's count our model to make sure we built 68 correctly before we do any work. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68. So here we have 68. Now we're ready to take away 21. So how many ones do we need to take away? There's 1 in 21. So take away 1. And then how many tens? 2 tens. So take away your 2 tens. See, I've taken away 21 here. Now how many are left? Remember, this was the 21 people that went home. How many people are left here? 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. So there are 47 people left at the game. To check our problem now, let's add our base 10 blocks back together and see if we still get 68. So here I have my 47 and here's the 21 I took away. Let's add them together and see if we have 68. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68. I still got 68, so that tells me that I subtracted correctly because 68 take away 21 equals 47. All right, so can we answer this question now? How many people are left at the game? 47. All right, guys, thanks for watching my math videos this week. Next week, we're going to work on some more math skills, so make sure you watch next week. And make sure that you do all of your work on Seesaw and your IXL and Dreambox time for your math. All right, have a great day. Bye.